Hello, everyone. For the second time, the first time you never saw, we're here with Overclocked. And this is Overtalk with the shifting tides of Overwatch. Now, you said you were starting off as a short recap. You didn't really like Overwatch 2 because it kind of made you not want to play anymore, and your friends weren't really getting
hmm
on. What's the continuation of that?
Yeah, it's pretty much the changes they made didn't feel like significant enough changes for me to feel like it was a new game that was new and exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they changed enough things that I kind of miss the old game. Although part of it's just I think I miss the game that me and my friends would play together a lot. And so it's this weird thing where it's like they didn't really make it better. It just feels like it's small insignificant changes that don't really add or contribute anything to the game, and that's not worth staying for me.
Okay, fair enough. Now, in terms of like breaking it down, like how did you feel about like the shop? We'll go into like major sticking points like the shop.
I did not really use it. I think the skins in it look awesome, but I don't believe in paying money for this game, so I have barely yet touched it.
I think the shop was very overpriced, extremely overpriced.
Yeah, I'm
I
seeing
thought
stuff for like $40
I,
in
I
here.
thought the stuff was like really overpriced. I thought the bundles were a shit idea. I still think that having a lot of skins cost this much money is kind of meh, especially when the skins aren't really worth it. Like, for example, 2 weeks back there was a Moira skin that the only thing that was changed was it was her Overwatch 2 skin, but it had white and black accents on it, and it had a hat
How much
that
was it? How much money?
$20.
That would be like a trashy, like normal skin that you would get in your loot box and be like, oh dang, I didn't get anything in this loot
It
box.
felt like what it felt like was a shitty epic skin or a day one Overwatch one skin where the character first comes out and you have those like little small shitty skins that they first come out with. Because it was just Moira, but she was like she was a mime. That was it. Now what I would have loved is if they give it now. I what I would have loved is if they gave it like the secret. If they gave it like a secret thing where like you can try to say a voice line but she doesn't say anything
hmm
because she's a mime. I would have loved that. If like it's just or or something like that where she's just humming or just barely speaking, or if she is speaking that she like throws a hand up or something.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
think
That would make it
in
really.
order for that to be worth money, it needs to be
I think
like
that would make it special, even if it is a shitty skin. A little gimmick thing with it.
yeah, okay. I don't hate Overwatch. I just want to be said I don't hate Overwatch because there's funny things that happen.
What else?
Sorry. I was doing a little 1v1, so just something to keep me busy while we're talking, but I can still focus on the conversation. And I just want to say that I joined the 1v1. I said first game in months, let's go. Immediately killed the other person, and then they left, and so I got the automatic win. This game entertains me sometimes. I wouldn't say I like want to try hard or sweat anymore, but it still entertains me.
So another thing about season one, what did you think about the battle pass? Was season one's
Yeah,
battle pass worth it? Was it not worth it?
in terms of climbing, I thought it was not as bad. Some people were saying it's gonna be too hard to get to the end of the battle pass, but I don't think that was the case. I think it seemed very doable to get to the end of it. Now, the rewards they had for the battle pass, I think were not that like okay, Cyber Genji, very cool, but I felt
Well, that
like
was
the
the only cool
unpaid
thing.
rewards, yeah, I felt like the unpaid rewards were not good enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna grind this out. I want the cool stuff. And the fact that what was it? Like I think we talked about this earlier, but that how do I phrase this? If you were unpaid, you did not get a reward every single level. You got a reward like every 2 or 3 levels. And so that was felt very unsatisfying when I would like get up a bunch of levels and be like, yeah, I'm leveling up, and I don't get anything. I'm just like Okay.
You're just leveling up for the sake of leveling up.
I was just leveling for the sake of leveling, I guess. I know I'm not gonna get Cyber Genji,
Now I do
so I just feel
understand
like
that.
I'm
It's like
getting
on the
nothing.
premium battle pass because I got the premium battle pass, and it was good but not great. The skins, the Mercy skin was good, and I thought the McCree skin was amazing. Beyond that, though, the Genji skin's cool. You know, it's really good. I really enjoy it, but like for what you're getting, like the overall worth of it, you're getting 8 skins, 4 or 5 emotes, and a bunch of sprays and key charms. You know, that's like money value. It's worth it in the money value department. In the actual like value of how good the stuff is, it's not that good. Does that make sense?
I agree.
Like the economic value is there, but the actual value of the stuff in it is not great. It feels like a knockoff of the knockoff, and they're all original price, and they're technically good, but they're also feel really cheap plastic. They work just like the original, it just feels really cheap.
Yeah. I don't like a lot of the skins unless they're like the legendary cool ones. And yeah, I don't know, cause like I haven't been playing for a while, right? So I just have to trust you when you say the skins aren't good. But just from logging into the shop now and looking at them, there's like a cool Widowmaker one, and that's pretty much the
So
only one I really like,
the
and I'm not
the
paying
theme they went with,
money for it.
it's like the theme they went with was cyberpunk, but all the skins on the battle pass weren't cyberpunk themed, which
Huh.
made it very awkward. It's like, hey, here's a cyberpunk theme, but all the skins that are cyberpunk are in the shop and you have to pay for them. And it's like, bro, what is the point of a battle pass theme then? Oh, it's cyber. Oh, it's cyberspace and cybernetics, but only one skin is. That's the very end. It's like then there's not a theme here. That's just the last one. I mean, that changed now with the most recent battle pass for season 2, with it being Greek gods and such. But now, what did you think of the gameplay, the balance, and comp in season 1?
Oh, so I barely played it, and just a reference, the highest I got is plat, which is that's about where I was at the end of Overwatch 2. But it's not as anywhere as high as I have been. It's also not as low as I've been in the past. So I felt like comp got much more difficult, but that could have just been like everyone is relearning the game, and like I was not
For the for
playing in my
the
stacks anymore that I usually played in, and I did not invest a lot of time. I just kind of like played till I got to plat and then quit.
fair
So
enough.
it felt very difficult.
The first month was pretty hard because of everyone relearning the game. The issue that came in though was that the issue that a lot of people were having was the game was forcing you to go up in elo. So if they didn't have enough plat people for plat, they would just stick a random bronze in the game on the other team, but they wouldn't
A
tell you.
random bronze, you say?
Yeah. And Blizzard themselves confirmed to be doing that to fill
Hmm.
space.
Well, that's unsurprising.
The other thing was sorry, eating a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh, I love Reese's.
I got one of their giant Santa Claus, and he's stuffed to the brim with peanut butter.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
Anyway, so you play comp, you play quick play, but the issue they were having was quick play felt like comp.
Like it was full of sweats, or it was hard like comp used to be?
Like, okay, so the way that due to matchmaking works now is quick play is just like comp, but you're not getting any points because there's skill based matchmaking in the game. And so quick play is just comp, but you have a wider range of SR values to play with you.
Mhm.
But that also made it much more fun because there's a wider range and you can group with your friends and play there.
Okay, that is
But
nice.
it's essentially the same thing as comp, but you're not gaining any comp points. And when things came to comp, though, you had two options. You had roll queue, where only certain tanks could be played, and because for basically all of Season 1 until the very end, because there was supposed to be a mid-season patch that was going to come out to change Zarya and D.Va, but because the mid-season patch didn't come out until like a week ago, yeah, mid-season patch came out a week before the game is supposed to switch over to the second season because it broke the game. So they went to the next one. Oh, it broke the game again. So they tried doing the next patch, basically putting it off until a week before the season ends.
So our hero pool still a thing in the game? Because I heard that might be a thing. I can't confirm because I wasn't playing though.
Map pools are a thing, not hero
Okay,
pool.
it's map pools. Cool. But you still can have some heroes locked for you in comp if you haven't paid for them and you're new, right? Just confirming everything I know.
No. So here's what happened. So I'll get to that in a minute. So you couldn't play certain playstyles in comp in roll queue because Zarya was a main threat, meaning that basically every off tank you couldn't play an off tank if you had Zarya there, and if D.Va was there, you couldn't play a main tank. But you also specifically couldn't play Junker Queen, Doomfist, uh, Sigma, and the only tanks you could play are like Ryan, Orisa, and Monkey.
Ryan, Orisa, and Monkey. And Zar and D.Va.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That sounds about right.
So, knowing that, what happens?
You have a bunch
Zar,
of Zaryas and D.Vas every game.
yeah, and D.Va gets 2 lives. And basically, she would go into your backline, get a guaranteed pick on a healer instantly, and
Then you just
her,
remake and then you have to deal with her again.
because like what would happen is her boop initially did 30 damage.
She was also really hard to kill from what I saw. Like,
So the
a
issue
little bit of
was,
healing could keep a D.Va alive for a long time.
is D.Va had full momentum and speed. She got a bigger health pool, plus she got more armor. The issue that the people were running into though is that her mech, when it hits you, did 35 damage on the hit. But she could fly in a circle and hit multiple people multiple times. So if you flew in a circle, shot your rockets, and become a mini death tornado, you essentially do the same thing Reaper does, but you just kill the whole team.
Huh. I don't like mini death tornadoes in my backline.
Or she swoops into the death line, hits the Zenyatta, hits him with a rocket, instantly kills him, then instantly kills the Mercy, and then they're down too. But then she could just fly away. Or she has more Matrix, she does a lot of damage, and the other issue is because her ultimate is a bomb, and that bomb is only blocked by shields, but if you're playing D.Va, you either have to play a shield, but your shield is a Monkey or a Reinhardt, and Reinhardt is basically burst down by all the DPS in the game. Being Sojourn is a guaranteed. I mean, you can't play Reinhardt because if he puts a shield up, she just crit headshots him through the shield and kills Rein. So like for a long time it was like D.Va Sojourn, and D.Va would just bomb, Sojourn would just absolutely keep the Rein, because either Rein puts his shield down to deal with the Sojourn, but if he puts his shield up, he's getting bombarded with like a Junkrat or a Pharah, and so it's like he either puts his shield up and blocks the damage, get headshot by Sojourn, or puts it down to deal with them, but gets hit with the bomb.
I don't know. One thing I want to talk about is what did I want to talk about? I had an idea while you were talking and then forgot.
Then they decided we're gonna put map pools in the game. So now you can only have 3 to 4 maps in the game.
Oh yeah, that was really dumb.
And then they decided we're gonna start taking out heroes out of the competitive pool to fix. Which felt like a hero pool, but it wasn't.
I feel like the player base was what I'm talking about. The player base being toxic or being nice. Because comparing Overwatch to Apex, which I've been playing a ton of Apex, the player base in Overwatch feels much worse than the player base in Apex.
The issue is you took a game that was pre-existing for like 6 years, brought it into free play, then it wasn't free play, and when you get into the game, there is only competitive. That's it. You play quick play, well that's competitive light. You play competitive, well that's competitive. What are your arcade modes? Dedicated quick play maps, but only for one mode. But what's that you say? There's only like 5 maps in the game. So if you do push, you're getting 3 maps, and if you do payload, you're only getting 1 map every single time. And if you do control point, you're getting 1 map. If you're doing King of the Hill, you get 1 map. So even shittier arcade modes, and it's like, there's a reason why they're toxic. It's just shitty. I feel the general consensus for season 1 is it's meh. But it was a very rough start. Now, what were your feelings on the first event being the Halloween event?
Oh, the Halloween event? I don't know. It was okay. I didn't really play them much. I like that they changed the event around, had a new storyline. I think it's really nice that they continue old events, but then give them a new storyline. I think that's actually super cute.
You didn't play much of it?
I didn't play much of it, though.
How come? How come, Miss York?
I just had other games to play, I guess. I did the Halloween event once with a friend to help her get the achievement, the Sombra one. And then I was like, you know, I don't need to play this game. I don't need to play this, like, mission, like, 10 times over, you know? Even though you could, like, get all this shit.
I like that you got your achievements, but you didn't need to complete the mode to get your achievements.
Yeah, I really didn't.
The other thing that I enjoyed is that it was well scripted, well put together. It scared me with a few jump scares. It got me with a few of its puzzles.
Oh yeah,
and
the jump scare was funny.
And there was all like weird kinds of tech that you can do. Like for example, if you are Junker Queen, you had your knife and monkey. While he's jumping, you pull him, it'll yank him back. Or if you were Ash and you shot your coach gun and you shot an Omnic into the wall, it stunned him like a Doomfist punch. If you were Kiriko and she had a headshot on one of the giant artillery guys, it would stun them for a second.
The achievement I got was, what do you call it? It was the, like, standing behind Sombra during her little intro thing. Gives you, the achievement.
So, how did you feel about the slow to update changes? Like, oh, Bastion and Torva are not working, and they're out for 3 weeks. Or May isn't working, and she's out for like half the month.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That was really dumb. It was like... It was like, really? You've been working this long on this game, and now you can't like have the characters working properly? So that was dumb.
Are you excited for the season 2 changes?
Can you list them to me? Because, like I said, I've been not following at all, really.
So they want to make Doomfish block so that it's quicker. They also want to make Doomfist a little bit faster.
Okay, that's nice.
They want to give... They're nerfing Sojourn, but they're not nerfing her railgun. They're nerfing the bullets that come out of the railgun. They're not nerfing the one-shot
Oh, okay.
ability.
Well, I approve.
Ana is getting a nerf. Apparently Ana is too strong.
What kind of nerf is it? Oh, she
Sleep,
didn't feel too strong.
Sleep Dart or Nade, I think.
What? That's ridiculous.
They nerfed, oh, they nerfed Genji real hard.
Good. Screw all the Genji players.
And Kuriko's getting nerfed. Now, so how far did you get in the battle pass?
I don't know, like 40 or something.
Almost all the way it got to 200 up. But they're changing the way they want to do battle pass stuff. So they want to give you a battle pass, but they also want to give you individual rewards for each of the battle pass stuff. So like, just
oh, okay, that would be fantastic. I've been saying it needs to, like, they need to give a reward for each level of the battle pass, even if you're free to play.
But they want to make it separate from the battle pass. So if you're playing like role queue and you pick support, you have support only stuff you can get, or tank only things you can get. So that'll be interesting. As for... So, they're going to be rewarding the roles, and there's supposed to be more in this certain kind of battle pass. Like, there's supposed to be more in it. So, in terms of, like, battle pass rewards, they want to add more skins, they want to add a bunch of new cosmetics, they just want to stuff it full. From what it's sounding like, is there'll be more on the free battle pass, and then when you get to the premium battle pass, like, they double the amount of stuff you get.
Yeah, I think it'd be really good to have, just you get a reward, even if it's like 15 credits for every level up, even if you're free. And plus, the stuff in the store is so ridiculously overpriced. It wouldn't, I feel like giving people a way to earn it, other than like, oh, like I don't even know how it is now. Like, how many credits do you get on the battle pass? Just sort of like free to play or just playing the battle pass?
60 a week.
60 a week? And there's stuff that's like thousands of credits?
Well,
yeah, if they give you like
can
10 or 15 credits per level,
you can only get
that would
credits
be...
through challenges.
Oh, okay, even worse. I thought you were getting like 60
No,
a week, like on
you
the
were
battle pass or
you were
something.
getting
Yeah, no,
credits.
they need to give credits on the battle pass. I stand by that.
Now, have you seen anything for Ramattra?
Nope. People keep being like, "Come back to Overwatch, Annie. Come play Ramattra, Annie. I thought you liked a tank." And I'm like, guys, if I like this character, I'm gonna have to play the battle pass to get him, and then if I play the battle pass to get him, I'm gonna have to like play a lot of Overwatch, and then I'm gonna go back to being an Overwatch loser, and I can't grind Apex and get out of silver in Apex if I'm busy trying to get Ramattra. So I've been purposely not really looking at him. We could watch together though if you wanted to like do a react to
Sure,
the
we can
character.
we can do a reaction to it. Let me get the video for you. Oh wait, Emery is here. Holy shit!
Oh, hello M.
You're getting in here. You get in here.
Yeah, get him in
I'm
here.
sorry. I didn't
Hello,
realize that
M.
I
hello.
was having. I'm
Welcome to the
sorry. Life has
podcast.
been busy.
Each time I
I
try to
forgot
invite
McCree
M
sucks.
ignores me.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. You
The
can
one
ask
time,
Annie. I've
Okay.
been
the
doing a
ones,
lot.
the one time M shows up, and I didn't even invite
Yeah.
her.
Oh, we already have a soldier.
When you don't
Yeah. Well,
invite M, and
on the bright side, I quit my day job because I made it big
Congrats.
in where I need to
Your
be.
esports queen.
So now I can actually sit on shit like this.
Very exciting.
so you
So I
have
would like
more.
it if the Overwatch pre-release content would download quicker.
So you
That would be
have
great.
you have more time to do things like this, right?
I have a lot more time to do things like this.
Are you willing to do more things
Yeah.
like this?
Yeah.
It's also
Nah,
worth saying. Oh, go ahead. You finish your
Maybe
thought, M, then I'll say
maybe
mine.
maybe
it's
you'll
actually in
take.
my sponsor contract that I have to do stuff like this.
Maybe it's
Okay,
part of your job.
well, you could do more stuff like this with me because Anne's not really doing Overwatch anymore, so she's
Mm-hmm.
kind of looking for a new co-host.
Yeah, I'm getting replaced. Although it's worth saying, Cactus, I am super busy this week. I will be less busy in the future because I had tech this week. So in the future, I'll be, way more free to talk about
If
Overwatch stuff with
you
you.
would
I'm
like,
going to shoot
Well, no,
myself.
here's the thing,
Oh my
Cactus.
god.
I dislike Overwatch, but I like hanging out with you, and you can like keep me up to date. What's happening?
would
I can like.
you? We can do stuff more often
That's
this week if you
okay.
want.
I'm so mad at myself. I just realized I set a limit on my download speed and it was downloading like literally 90 kilobytes a second, and I realized that there was a limit on.
But no, it's glad you have more time to do stuff. I could film a whole lot more side content stuff, so that's good.
Aw. Nice to know that I feel that I'm wanted.
Of course you're wanted. I miss you.
Hmm. Anyways, hold on. Let me finish this download, and then I'll be hopping on Overwatch as well.
Well, we're not. Or we're doing
Well,
a
I'm
I know.
podcast
Well, I
right
know,
now.
but
just doing
there's
quick
a
play
whole bunch of new
games.
content. Ramatra looks sick.
Okay, so I can talk to you about Ramattra, right? You've seen the trailers, you've seen the things.
I've seen part of it, so
Okay,
I haven't watched all of it.
so
So if we're gonna do a live react, now's the time to do it with Annie.
okay, fine. I'm getting the video up. Un momento, por favor.
It doesn't let me share my screen. It's a sad day. Pre-release content downloaded. I might buy the battle pass for him.
It's honestly, season 2 is so much better as a battle pass because season 2, like, the skins look good, like they actually look good for rewards. We can actually see what's on it. The sprays look good, the emotes look good. It's a good thing this time. Okay, so let
After
me.
we're done with this, we should play some Overwatch and shit around a little bit.
We can,
I'd
we
be
can.
down.
Um, Let me give you guys this link. I'll post the link in No Mic.
If they took away all the good skins, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, there's nothing to buy
So,
anymore.
Emery, while I have you here and you're
Hmm?
open, I want to know, what do you think of Overwatch Season 1 as a whole? What did you think about the shop? What did you think about the first event being a Halloween? And how did you feel about the balance changes, the slow updates, and May being released in that order? Go.
So, like, season 1 overall, I think had some issues, but like they had a good they did what they could, all things considered, with a new game and with everything else happening at Blizzard. So I was definitely a decent fan of the battle pass, just because I'm a mercy whore and like I love my baby girl, and they actually gave her a decent skin.
You healing
But
whore.
otherwise, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Look at her, she's gorgeous. Um, but in reality,
The thick bitch.
I think they're swapping over to a new model that I don't think Overwatch players will be able to afford. I'm just gonna put that bluntly. Like, I know a lot of Overwatch players who know life this game instead of, having a job or like being able to feed themselves. So, like, realistically, with the way that they're doing this, their goal is to earn back everything they would have lost with Overwatch 2 and swapping it over to a free swap swapping it over to a free to play model. Realistically, I don't know how well that's going to work for them in the future, and I'm hoping that for the next battle pass they actually make it accessible and easy for people to watch, to play and to watch. But on top of that, like, there's so many changes that have to be made desperately. Like, for instance, support's almost unplayable whenever there's a sojourn on the other team. It's next to impossible to play as a support because otherwise you just get fucking demolished. So I'm Sojourn nerfs are coming soon, I hope.
Yep,
Please.
it is confirmed they are having a Sojourn nerf, but they're not nerfing her one shot.
Fuck that, dude.
Nope, they said they're
Uh,
decreasing her damage of her bullets, and they're decreasing the damage of her bomb.
Those aren't the things that need to be
I
affected.
have pulled up the Ramattra trailer if we want to watch
Yes,
that.
we're gonna do so in a moment. I want to hear the rest of her opinions on stuff.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, no, overall, Battle Pass 1 and Season 1, they need some work, but overall, I think it's definitely a good situation for them. They've done a decent amount of work, and I think they worked with what they had. So all of that taken into account, I think that it is a good attempt, and I think we can see improvement in the future. Ramattra, I think I'm very excited for him because
We're not to
of
him
the
yet.
fact that he's a different type of tank.
Hold that for when we speak about him.
Okay.
Now, what were your feelings in the first event in Overwatch in season 1?
Oh yeah, no, I loved it. I'm a Halloween whore. I love Halloween. Absolutely.
What did you
Like
think
I
of the
like
new Junkerstein event?
I liked it. It's definitely jump scary,
I liked the horror
but
aspect of it. I thought it was very nice. It was a good niche. I thought the bosses were a little annoying.
yeah, the multiple Winstons I don't think I was a fan of. But no, I love Halloween events personally. Um the first time I ever played Junkenstein was last year, and I'm very happy that they gave like Sombra and her entire skin a purpose.
You should have joined us for the Halloween event in server.
I'm sorry, I was working.
Well, you should join us for the winter event coming up that we have.
I will. I
Go
will.
go look at announcements.
Hold up. Where be announcements?
Top of the server.
Announcements. Chupahagra.
Announcements. Nice, nice.
I think do you just have it as like an event?
What?
The thing, or is it like further up in announcements? Because I see Chupahagra.
Okay, so you go all the way up, and you have the listing of what all the events are this week, and then you have the first issue of the Dragon Brothers.
Oh, I see. I see.
Being,
I see.
I couldn't make a comic panel, but I could give you a script. So that's the script. Imagine Batman and Robin versus Dr. Freeze, but it's Hanzo and Genji versus Mei. And just like in every event,
Huh.
we have the Chupacabra will release audio logs during the first week, the next week, and the weeks after.
Fair enough. No, that I think I'd definitely be interested. This week is the last week. This week is the last week at my job, so feels good.
Ye.
Now, without me, server hashing and, all that jazz, I can talk to you more about that after. What were your feelings on the mid-season patch coming at the end of the season?
They needed to release it mid-season instead of end of season because who cares? Like, just because it changes how Overwatch League plays does not mean that it's. The reality is that the mid-season patch made it playable for several people, and the fact that they delayed it because of Overwatch League makes me kind of mad. But not much more you can do about it.
The other patches, by the way, they're not coming till mid-season.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't typically stay too up to date with the new patches and how they affect like
The
overall.
current patches right now is D.Va got a slight nerf to her bouncing damage, like when she pushes into you. Ooh, oh no, it's down from 35 to 20. And then Zarya's back to Zarya how she was in Overwatch 1 in terms of bubble time.
That's a good thing.
Genji got a damage nerf and a blade nerf. Sombra got a nerf. She can't hack the same target, and she only gets I think a 15% damage increase instead of a 45% damage increase on a hack target.
Yeah, her Sombra, the Sombra nerf was interesting because I know why they did it, but at the same time, like I understand removing the ability to continuously hack, but at the same time, that leaves Sombra in a position where she consistently needs to stay in a hidden position and able to get out quickly, so she's not really able to add much value to the team outside of hacking.
The other issue is that hack only lasts for like a second and a half now. Because before it would last for...
It's 4 seconds. It's either 4... Oh, wait, no, the actual, like, hack?
No,
the actual hack's
like the actual hack of you getting not able to use your abilities is like a second and a half. The hack itself lasts for like 4 seconds.
Yeah, those nerfs also kind of sucked. I did it. She was the one DPS I enjoyed playing.
I didn't mind Sombra hacking, and it was annoying, but like I got my abilities back in like a second and a half. So I thought the multiple hacking thing was valid because before you hacked a target, they're hacked for 5 seconds. Doesn't matter what happens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like now it's just kind of like, which also makes EMP kind of shitty because they're only hacked for a second and a half, and then they have their abilities again. So it's like, great, she does more damage to everyone, but it's like potential damage. It's not just damage itself. The only thing you can really do with it is like, if you time it right, you can shut a diva bomb off, but you can do the same thing by just hacking her. It just EMP just feels lesser.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because here's the thing, like an EMP on like day 1 Overwatch 2, EMP just gave so much versatility to everyone. And I literally watched one of our friends decided it would be a grand idea to just Sombra EMP, and she single-handedly killed the entire enemy squad.
Didn't it used to be that it could do like 40% of your health bar? Like, that was
Yeah.
a change they had an idea for a while. I thought that was fun. I mean, not fun. It probably would have been ass play against in comp, but I thought it was good for Sombra, you know?
What I think the issue is now is that EMP, because it only hacks for a little bit of time, their actual abilities aren't shut down for all that long. So like EMP went from being, I hacked the enemy team, we can do some damage now. Oh shit, they're gonna get fucked up, to, oh, I'm gonna take more damage from a Sombra. Hog turns around, hooks the Sombra. Oh wait, crisis averted. You now just have a glowing purple aura around you now. What I would think would be a better thing instead is, oh, she shot EMP, everyone takes 15% more damage or something.
Like, you have a Zen orb on you, like a mini Zen orb.
Yeah, because I think at that point, like, if you're taking away the hackability tool of it, you gotta have something to back it up. What do you think, Em?
I really don't know how to feel with that type of support, and I don't know. It's this whole season has kind of just like thrown me in for a loop because of these types of changes that they're making, like season 1, because of how, I guess, imbalanced everything is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to stand by the fact that I'm not going to put too much thought into it, because it does definitely suck for me. You know, like Sombra was the one like DPS I enjoyed, and then the fact that she needs that additional support and that I can't be self-sufficient without like a Zen orb or without anything for that matter in order to do sufficient damage kind of still makes me upset. Not much you can do.
Fair enough. Now we can get to the live reaction. I've already seen this video and I have my comments about it, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hold on, let me watch it.
Let me leave the game I'm in.
Okay, we will start in... If anyone wants to join us at home, you know, watching this, you know, we're watching the Overwatch 2 Ramattra official gameplay trailer. So we're starting it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
I'm going to have audio off on my end for obvious reasons, but...
Alright, Omnic motherfucker. His shield definitely looks interesting.
His shield is good but really bad at the same time.
He eats
And
damage.
this graviton thing, I'll explain later, but it's supposed to halt incoming flyers. So if there's a flyer, they get dragged to the ground. He gets an armor boost with his health form or whatever. And his ultimate is a ring that latches on to people, doing constant
that's
damage.
insane.
Now, here's the thing that now we're gonna go through each ability one by one. But
hold up, I'm finishing up the rest of the trailer right now.
Yeah, I've got like 30 seconds left as well.
And then making Mercy go down on her knees. Rule 34 artists are going quick.
Yeah,
they're
like
gonna
Mercy
have...
Ramattra.
If you thought the Zenyatta Genji porn was bad...
No! Okay, my volume was up really loud during that entire thing.
Starting off with the first ability, we have...
Wait, how many does he have? He has like he used like a billion abilities.
Let me get the thing up here. There's a special tweet about it, and I'll share it with you. So let me copy this image and send it to No Mike. It's uploading, so like, but no, it explains all of his abilities and stuff. It doesn't quite explain all of his abilities, but it does a general overview. Still uploading. But first thoughts and impressions.
Uh, the article I read on him said he's scary but sexy, and you know what? I agree.
What about
I
you,
think he
Em?
looks like a really cool tank.
What about you, Em? Do you want to fuck the bot?
No. No, not at all. He looks like he's going to make me sit in bed and cry.
A lot of
So,
abilities.
moving up, he has two forms. They call him a tempo tank, but I don't really like that term because tempo does not mean what they think it means, and that would mean that Ball's a tempo tank, Diva's a tempo tank, Sigma would be a tempo tank, Doomfist is a tempo tank, I guess. Stupid wording, but... So first up, we have his shield. His shield has 1,000 points of health. I did get to see the Flats video that Flats made. But it showed that he had 1,000 points of health on his shield, and it has a 15-second cooldown. The shield only stays there for 4 seconds.
I feel like that's not that good.
So
Does the Rhyme Barrier have like 1,000 as well?
The Rhyme Barrier has 1,200, I think. In terms of this barrier, you know, an Eichenwald, the bridge, it barely covers bridge. So this shield has 1,000 health, is very small. It is stationary on the ground. It's not very tall because Ramattra can look over his own shield. So he's in headshot central. Poor him. It only lasts for 4 seconds, is on a 15-second cooldown. How do you guys feel about that?
I feel like the shield is stinky.
M?
All things considered, I'd rather have a tank that has at least like a somewhat shitty shield, so we can at least have something. But at the same time, like Ramattra's damage, all of his abilities and his damage drop off, like in all the videos that I've seen on Twitter, don't look like they exist.
Okay, so here's the thing about his damage. So his staff form shoots out pellets. It shoots out pellets, and it's a very slow-moving projectile. Like if you move your thing, it lags behind. So if you shoot it across a flat surface, you know how like old Orisa shot was really slow? It's about twice as slow as old Orisa shot. So
okay.
like if you put it in like a wave pattern, you can see it, and you can see the trail behind you of the wave and where it like hits the target. It does 4 damage per bullet and 9 damage on a crit.
I don't know. I even need to like play him to feel like I can say whether his abilities are like good or not. But
his staff seems to be pretty decent because it has a 0 damage drop off.
Excuse me. I'm really interested in knowing how his like swapping between forms works. Because people were comparing him to Bastion.
We'll get to that. His staff has 0 damage fall off.
That's fucking stupid.
The issue that they're finding, that people are finding, is that between him and Nemesis form, is that he has the ability to poke, but when he's in his like poking form, he doesn't have a good shield to poke with because it doesn't last a long time. It has not a lot of health, and once it's down, you're on a 15-second wait for it to be back up again.
Okay.
So he's meant to kind of like he's not really pokish, he's more meant to push, which is... Anyways, his Nemesis form buffs his health and armor from 600 to 900.
Okay, I like that. That's fun.
He also gets 25% less damage done to him on top of the armor. Only from the front, though. So if you push too far with him, he'll be fucked.
I think the whole
his pummel... I was gonna.
So I was just gonna say, I think the whole like getting the extra 300 health thing is gonna be huge. I think that's gonna be like keeping him alive, you know?
It lasts for 8 seconds. You can do a block, which blocks damage by 50%, only from the front, and it's an infinite block. So you could block the whole time. His punches do fire a projectile, but they don't go any further than a Rhine swing. So you're not really firing a projectile, you're just kind of punching with a little extra flavor.
Melee with ambition.
And his punches go through shields. And they're unstoppable. They can't be ate by Diva, Sigma, they can't be stopped, they can't be blocked. They go through wall shields and almost every other barrier. So it's unblockable damage.
Not getting eaten is very strong.
I think that his counters are probably going to be people like Tracer or Symmetra at this point, because like there's not really going to be much of a tank that can counter him.
Well, you say that now, but we're gonna get to the issues with him in a bit that I saw. The issues with Nemesis form is that he doesn't do a lot of damage when he punches though. So when he punches, it isn't in an area, it's only on a single target. Even if they're grouped together, only one person gets hurt by the punch. So unless they're perfectly lined up behind each other, they're only going to be punched by the punch, or they're going to be hit with a tiny projectile, but you have to be up your Ryan's ass to be hit with that projectile. So it's really hard to like line a punch up to hit somebody else that pierces it. It's kind of just a, oh, it happens kind of thing.
From the gameplay trailer we watched, the punching gave me like a Reinhardt vibe, like go in, melee, huge damage, like
but it's not though.
screw them all up, but it's not gonna be like that.
Hog,
so
Hog, neutral health, no armor, pretty decent sized health pool. He does about 25 damage per punch. Rhine swing, how much does Rhine swing do?
Is it still like 90 or is it 75?
M.
I don't know. I'm just throwing out numbers.
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
Rhine swing, his hammer, how much damage does it do?
I think it's like 75 or 100.
So it takes Ramattra to do the same damage Rhine does with 4 punches, but then you're halfway through your meter for Nemesis form just to get to one swing of Reinhardt.
Huh.
So he's not doing a whole lot of damage. He's punching, but unless you're getting point-blank punches, you're not doing very much damage. You can headshot with the punches, which is weird. Also, his Ravenous Vortex. You know when Pharah jumps up with her boost? That's as high as it can go. So if the Pharah flies past that height limit, it just doesn't affect them. Also, Pharah can fly out of it, Echo can dash out of it, and it doesn't really slow the target anymore. It used to slow a target, but it doesn't slow a target anymore. They're just held down. Monkey can't jump out of it, but Mercy can fly it and ult out of it. But she can't Guardian Angel out of it. And the Vortex only lasts for a second and a half when it's launched. Like, it appears, pulls them down, but that's it.
Peters pulls them down? Okay. I feel like that'll be interesting then. I feel like that could either be really good if you like use it right, you know? Like a right moment to stop someone from moving could be huge.
The other issue is that his ultimate Annihilation was really good, but then they nerfed it before it came out. Beforehand, Annihilation was on a 3-second, would only last for 3 seconds, but as long as you kept the beam on somebody, as long as it was attached to someone, it would never end. It would halt the timer.
Oh.
As long as it was attached and feeding off someone.
That's a bit strong. Like, I like it for Ramattra mains, but it does feel like a bit...
all shields block it. All barriers block it. So if Winston puts a bubble down, great. As long as you're not inside the bubble with him, he can't do anything. 3 seconds are gone, his ultimate's done. Ryan puts a shield up, he can't do anything. Stand behind the shield. Sigma puts a shield up. Brig puts her shield up. She's not getting damaged by it. As long as it's connected to someone, it will be, doing shit. But it used to be that when his ultimate was out, he would take 50% less damage. Now that's not the case anymore. He just does damage. And he's in Nemesis form permanently. But he's stuck in Nemesis form. Here's the thing that sucks, though. You can cancel the ultimate.
So...
You could pop it and accidentally cancel right out of it. Because if you switch out of... If you switch out of...
Being able to cancel abilities is pretty, like, important in my opinion. But also... I don't know. I like to be able to cancel any abilities. I think it's dumb when you can't, but I also understand how, like, you can punish someone for a bad play if they can't cancel certain abilities. So go ahead, continue.
So the only thing that really people do is pop the ultimate and then block with him because his block is infinite. But his block is, like, only a self block. So it's weird. Like, he does less damage than Doomfist on a punch. And Doomfist is already struggling with damage. He has less mobility. He gets outshined by Reinhardt in melee. He's not very good pick in terms of Sigma. He's like this weird melee pick tank, but he's not good in either one, and he's not good in the middle either. At least from what Flats was talking about, and what I could see from other YouTubers that were posting videos about him. I think he'll do amazing in bronze, silver, and gold. I just think that once you're past gold, he's not going to be great.
Kind of like how Roadhog was really overpowered in, like, bronze, silver, and gold, but then, like, he wasn't good at the high ranks.
Well, now he's really good at the high ranks, but...
What
is your opinion about him, Em?
I realistically think he has a decent amount of skills. I just don't know what those... I realistically don't know where he's going to live. Because, like, that's the thing, is, like, I have no idea where he's going to actually live within the system. And on top of that, like, with how the meta is right now, like, I feel like he might be applicable in Plat. Keyword is might.
Yeah, I think he has a lot of skills, so it's gonna be difficult to learn. Like, having 2 different forms, he has different skills on each one. That's gonna be, like, hard for people to pick up compared to, like, Reinhardt, where it's like you have a shield, you have a hammer, and then you can, like, charge people.
In terms of, like, abilities, like, I think, in my opinion, that he will be a good fit for... So I think he'll be a good fit for, like, role queue. I think he's going to be dog shit in open queue. Because I see him getting countered...
Does open queue
I see him getting... Tank? What did you say?
Does open queue still favor tanks a lot?
Yes. Open queue is pretty much exclusively 2 tanks, 1 DPS, 2 support, or 3 tanks, or 4 tanks, and if you're running 4 tanks, the other team is fucked.
Like 4 tanks and a Baptiste or Moira or something?
Yeah, and the other team just can't do anything. Usually it's Zarya, D.Va, Orisa for triple tank, or if you're running 4 tanks, add a Hog into the mix. There's just too much damage and too much aggression. You can't do anything.
Oh, that's something I disliked about Overwatch 2, is that in Overwatch 1, I literally liked open queue a lot. And I know that you would sometimes have multiple tanks in Overwatch 1 open queue, but the fact that it's just like 2 or 3 tanks every single game was kind of fun to play against. I feel like role queue is pretty balanced, though.
I see Ramattra being really great in role queue, though, because having Ramatra's, like, abilities that he already has, I feel like it'd be really good for the dynamics they want to go for. I just see him being really bad in open queue because D.Va, Hog, and Zarya exist, and I feel that Ramattra gets hard countered by Zarya, Hog, and Sigma. You know what I mean?
Basically, all the tanks are going to be able to absorb all his damage and stuff.
I think he'll be neutral against a Reinhardt. I don't think Orisa will do anything against him, but I think that Doomfist would actually be a decent counter to Ramattra, just because Doomfist can just outmaneuver him. What's your opinion, Em?
I don't know what my full opinion on anything. I really don't know how to feel about this right now, specifically with how Ramattra's whole. I guess how. I don't know. I'm also doing gun game right now and having a blast because it's been like 3 weeks since I played. I've been enjoying like watching the theoreticizing with Ramattra, but realistically, I don't know just how much he's going to do. So
Yeah, for me, it's like play him. I do not know. The gameplay trailer
I'm
did look sick
excited to
though.
play him, although I have a very strong feeling this is going to end up like Junker Queen, where Junker Queen looked like a blast to play in beta, and then it
And
came
she
to
is fun
the
to play.
game, and she's not that fun to play.
She's not strong. In my opinion,
No,
she was fun to play.
I don't think she's fun to play anymore, because, like, before in beta she was strong, but she was strong for the same reason Hog was strong, where Hog could do a hook, get a kill, and do high damage. Junker Queen had more steps, but she could dish out a lot of damage in a lot of different ways close up. Now it feels like you're putting in 3 times the amount of work that every other tank is doing to kill someone, where you hook them, pull them to you, hit them with 2 meat shots, hit them with the axe, and then pull them towards you again to hit them with a headshot. Where like Reinhardt swings, Monkey does damage, Diva looks in the direction, Zarya stares in the direction, Orisa shoots and maybe spears, and Roadhog has to hit a hook. Like, there's more to do with Junker Queen, but I don't think that makes her good. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's going to be like a Junker Queen situation where there's more to do with Ramattra, but he's not great or good. He's just, there's more to do with him in his playstyle, or more
Yeah.
required to get the same output as the others, which I don't think is a good thing either.
What's the thing you always say about generalists and specialists? I feel like Ramattra might be a specialist, where he's good in some situations, but definitely cannot be played with every single team comp.
I wouldn't mind a specialist tank. The issue that I have with specialist tank, though, is that they usually require me to, like, counter him, but I see Ramattra getting countered by, like, every... Usually you need a specialist to counter a specialist, or
Mm-hmm.
you need a generalist to counter a couple of specialists. That's how it works for most team-based games, or even most shooters, or MOBAs or whatever. Like, take a Zarya, for example. She's a general tank versus Orisa or Doomfist, where they're specialist tanks that thrive in certain situations and have to be countered certain ways, especially Junker Queen. But it usually requires you to go another specialist like Sigma to counter a Junker Queen, or like a Ball to counter the Doomfist or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel that Ramattra would just won't be able to have any place to shine, because while he will be a specialist, he'll be countered by a bunch of general tanks.
Ah, I see.
So he won't have any room to shine, because there's no special counters to him. There's just play this general thing and you'll win. Now we're at the end with the last thing. Does anyone feel Overwatch burnout?
I mean, I guess I kind of already answered that question earlier.
yeah, like I think I've been playing also a lot of Apex, but I don't think it's helped with that. Like
What
at
I
this
mean
point
is,
now,
I guess what I'm asking is, has the game burnt you out because there's not enough to do? Or has it burnt you out because the gameplay is good, it's just you're not being rewarded?
I would say the second one.
M, what about you?
um, I think it's a mix between me not getting enough, but also like that Apex like Overwatch has such interesting it has such an interesting dynamic in comparison now to where I don't realistically think that there's any I don't think there's gonna be any redeeming it, if that makes sense.
Like if
I
it's
don't think we're going I don't think we're going to I don't think we're going to see the same resurgent what we had however long ago.
hmm
Like when Overwatch 1 was a thing. So I really don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to see the same attention, I guess is the point that I'm trying to make. And I think that burnout is, there's no one really there to, do stuff with. There's no one really to play with much anymore. Either that or you're playing the exact same people in the exact same elo.
like even I think something that would just help this game so much is please bring back the find a group system.
Yes, I would play a lot more if I could find a group.
Like
I think I was.
I know
Oh,
that
you finish your thought, and I'll say mine.
I know that my server exists where I have a ping system. Wink wink nudge nudge, but like you should join it for that, but like it's sad when my outside system has to be a mainstay for a game. What were you gonna say?
Uh,
Scrap?
I was going to say that one thing I really like about Apex is that almost everyone I meet in Apex is very nice and very polite. Whenever I talk, they talk back, and we strategize together, and we have good conversations. Not even about the team all the time, just fun conversations. And I like meeting new people in games. I think it's a lot of fun. And so I miss that about Overwatch, like meeting new people. Because lately, whenever I talk to people or try to strategize in Overwatch, they just no one responds, or they only talk to people that are toxic, you know. So I miss that.
M, what about you?
I think that until Overwatch devs start putting some more time into, I think until they put in more time and more effort into making a little bit of a better product, because as it stands right now, Overwatch 2 feels like an incomplete game. So until then, I think we're going to continue to get trolls. We're going to continue to get a different community than what we were supposed to initially get, or than what they were hoping, I guess. But I don't know. I have a very skewed view on it because I've done this for so long.
Well, now we're at the post ramble. Does anyone want to talk about anything?
No. Do you guys want to do some Overwatch games though?
I'm down.
Okay, before that, thank you, Old2 Scrap, for coming on, even though you don't play Overwatch that much anymore. Thank you, M, for joining us this time. It's a pleasure to have you back.
Yeah, of course. I was initially not intending to.
I will see the rest of you the next time we decide to do this. Ta-ta.